Many people say Tyreek Hill is only an elite wide receiver because of his elite athleticism. Some of them say he's an elite wide receiver because he's in a Kansas City system run by Andy Reid and executed by Patrick Mahomes. And to which I say, yes to both. And in any other situation, I mean, yes, it would be different, but Tyreek Hill is in this situation. So at this very moment, he is an elite wide receiver. I don't care what anyone says. How you guys doing? It is July 11th, 2020. Here in this quarantine, I'm James Sims. And for this edition of The Elite, I'm going to go into why I think Tyreek Hill is not only an elite athlete, but an elite football player. An elite athlete that plays football as well. But he's an elite wide receiver that should get more respect on his name as a wide receiver. He deserves the respect he gets as a special team, as a specialist, but he deserves his respect as a receiver. So if you're unaware of Tyreek Hill, he's a 26-year-old wide receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs who recently just won the Super Bowl. He stands at 5'10", 185 pounds out of Douglas, Georgia. He bounced around community colleges, but I mean before that he should be. It's known that he ran a 20.14 second 200-meter dash and a 10.19 second 100-meter dash in high school. So he was a very fast, very recognized high school track athlete. Like, that's how good he was. It's one of the things he's very, very known for. But he decided to play football. He went to Garden City Community College, transferred to Oklahoma State, got into some trouble, then went into University of West Alabama. He jumped around, but eventually the Chiefs saw the potential in him, and they picked him up in the 5th round of the 2016 draft with the 165th overall pick. And from then, it was all really history. His first year in Kansas City, he would go on to play in 36 games. He would go on to get 590 yards with 61 receptions. And I mean, no, he was kind of really doing his own thing, but he was named a Pro Bowler that year and he was named a first team All-Pro as a specialist. No, I mean, like, that's what he was doing. He was filling in wherever he needed to be, and he was really kind of helping out. 2016, the Chiefs finished first in the AFC West, and they ended up losing in the divisional playoffs to the Steelers under Andy Reid. But yeah, this is Tyreek Hill under Alex Smith. He wasn't completely utilized to the way that we recognize him, but Tyreek Hill was still a known rookie, and he was still a Pro Bowler in his first year in the NFL. His second year, his age 23 year, as a receiver, he was able to get 1,183 yards on 75 receptions with 7 touchdowns on the season, starting in 13 of the 15 games that he played in. He was also named a Pro Bowler this year. And in 2017, the Chiefs would go on to lose in the wild card game to the Titans by 1 point. I know that definitely sucks, but I mean, that's definitely, he became he became a renowned specialist, and he had a return touchdown that year. So in the 2018 season, Tyreek Hill was named a first team All-Pro yet again as a specialist, but that year as a receiver, he started all 16 games, finished with 1,479 receiving yards in 187 receptions. He would end up getting 15 yards per total offensive touch, and the Kansas City Chiefs would finish 12-4, winning the AFC West in Patrick Mahomes' first year of playing quarterback there. They would beat the Colts in the divisional round, and they would go on to lose to the New England Patriots in overtime in the AFC Championship. But this is the year where Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill became the combo that they're known as now. And this is when Tyreek Hill that's when he started to expand his game within the Chiefs offense under Andy Reid and behind or in front of Patrick Mahomes. And this past season, the 2019 season, Tyreek Hill was yet again named a Pro Bowler after playing and starting in only 12 games. He had 860 yards and 58 receptions. But in the games that he played, he helped them win a lot of games. And the Chiefs would end up winning the Super Bowl this year after going 12-4. They would beat the Texans in the divisional playoffs, 51-31. They beat the Titans in the AFC Championship, and they beat the 49ers in the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes was named the Super Bowl MVP, and Tyreek Hill definitely had some big games. He was eventually named to the NFL 2020's All-Decade Team as a punt returner, despite what he's done as a receiver, which is why I think he deserves way more respect as a receiver. And you could say, like, oh, yeah, other receivers could get his yardage in Patrick Mahomes' offense. I mean, they're not. And because of his elite speed and his elite athleticism, it's what makes him an elite receiver as well. He's kind of, for me, I think he's taking over Antonio Brown's spot while Antonio Brown's not in the NFL. But he's definitely making a case. He's definitely a top 5 receiver in my eyes in the NFL. I think he's very elite. He's getting a lot better at running his routes, and there's not a single defensive back that can keep up with him when he's at full speed, which makes him a very unstoppable receiver, especially when he's out in free space. So there's not much more I can say on him. Tyreek Hill has only played 4 seasons. He's made the Pro Bowl every single year that he's been in the league. He's only 26 years old. He has his entire legacy in front of him. He's definitely a player that I can see retiring his number in Cooperstown. Not Cooperstown, but he might go to the NFL Hall. Sorry for that slip up. No, but he's a very, very good player. I wish the best for him. And I really appreciate you for listening to all 7 minutes of this. But if you get a chance to, peep my boy Tyreek Hill. He's wearing number 10 for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's known as the Cheetah, and he's probably the fastest professional athlete that isn't running track. And with that, I'm going to say peace.